This is when I realized that being creative was one of the loves of my life. When I started playing and talking to myself in my closet as a young girl.
Oh, Mr. Bear, are you hungry today? Yes, please. I'd love some tea.
So, you can almost say that life really started for me the day I started elementary school. It's when I began to develop my own thoughts and perspectives about things I saw. My mom always walked me to class on the first day of school. I guess she knew a 5-year-old wandering around a big school alone wasn't a good idea, especially at a new school, and she would be right. By the second grade, I soon discovered what it was like to be bullied in school for being extremely thin, and I didn't like how it felt.
Skinny Bone Jones.
I often prayed when we went outside for PE because my second grade year with a few of the students and my teacher was a bit uncomfortable, and I cried more times than I could count in her class. I developed praying as a part of my everyday routine from home first, and then we did it every day at school first thing in the morning before we started our day, along with the Pledge of Allegiance. I prayed at night too before going to bed, which I was always reminded to do from my parents and grandparents. I didn't realize what true love was or meant until my favorite uncle, Uncle Marvin, said to my sister and me,
I love my nieces to pieces. My niecey wincies.
My uncle would come every so often and take us to the circus, and we would have so much fun. Probably because he spoiled us rotten, but I was just so glad to be with him. I'm not sure how I was supposed to feel about having a set of grandparents that were separated and shared 9 children that I barely saw in a room together, and having a set of grandparents that were always together and relied on each other that only had 3 children. By this time, I was coming up with my own perspective, but still unsure nevertheless. I remember this day like it was yesterday, and I will never forget the last time I saw my dad's mom, my grandma. We went to hang out with her after school because my dad said she was retiring and moving to California. When he said it, I knew I would never see her again, but I didn't know what death meant yet. She always gave wet kisses, and I would wipe them, but not this day. I wanted her to stay a part of me. When I got up for school the next day, my dad said, "Your grandma is gone." And I said, "I know, to California." And he said, "No, to glory." I didn't know what that meant at the time, but it felt like someone wounded me. I cried in my closet with numbness. I could only view her body one time without feeling like I would fall out. I went to school that day on autopilot, not realizing I probably should have stayed home. I was heartbroken. My cousins and I sat around and cried together after the funeral, trying to cheer each other up. But the more I was around family, the more I missed her, because she was the backbone. That same school year, my 3rd grade year in school, I lost my favorite uncle. He was 35 years young, and I yet again was numb and hurt by his passing away. I couldn't bear to lose anyone else close to me that I love, so I held on as tight as I could to those who truly meant a lot to me, my parents.
Right here is when I met my ex-husband on the
You
job,
can't count
and
money.
he introduced himself to me.
I wouldn't be on
Before
the
I knew
register
it,
if I couldn't.
we had been dating for 3 years,
I'm
and
just playing, girl. I just wanted to
at
ask
the
you out.
time that we met, I really wasn't looking for anybody,
You need to work on your game.
but
Flirting and insulting are 2
in the
different
moment
things.
that we started talking, I realized that it was going to be more,
I do.
and we had a wonderful little girl. And then everything changed. In this moment right here, I had lost my grandfather. And this was the moment I met my mirrored soul.
Hello, mean lady.
Hi. Have we met? I feel like I've heard your voice before.
Likewise.
So, what's something you're really passionate about that most people don't know?
I've always wanted to build a cabin. Somewhere remote, completely off the grid.
This is when I lost my grandmother, my mom's mom. She passed away on my birthday.
I don't know how I would have gotten through losing Grandma without you. Having you in my corner means everything.
Anything for you.
Hi, Dad. How are you feeling?
Hey, baby.
That was the moment when you saw me with my dad, when I started to go through my transformation. And I realized that while he was transitioning, I was going through a transformation. And I knew that I needed to move on and change the way that I was living. I didn't feel fulfilled in my career. I didn't feel fulfilled in a lot of things, and I knew it was some things that I needed to do. So I started making changes in every area of my life. This is when I met baby girl.
I have school in the morning. Got to be there for 7 hours.
You see my expression, right?
What kind of school you go to that requires you to be at school that long? That's a long time. I'm still in high school. What? We work night shift. If they knew you were still in high school, they probably would not have hired you. There may be a way to accommodate your schedule. Working 10 hours and going to school for 7, all in the same day, doesn't leave much time for sleep. Okay. I'll find out. I'm just curious, how old do you think I am? My age. I'm old enough to be your mom. Black don't crack. Do it.
And we laughed and laughed about that. This moment right here, what I explained to baby girl, what a mirrored soul is something that a lot of people use the term twin flame for. And the way that I explain it to her is probably in the simplest way, but the way that I explain it to you may be in a way that you've heard it before, or maybe not. But in my experience, my twin flame or my mirrored soul mirrored everything to me that I needed to change in my life. And it was the catalyst in my life that made me want to change. And it's the hardest thing that you could ever go through, to see yourself through somebody else and recognize that and then want to make changes. And there's so many people that romanticize a twin flame, but it is really one of the hardest challenges that you could ever go through, or at least that's my experience.
I have something to share with you that I haven't shared with anyone else. It's pretty personal.
What is it?
I have what people call a mirrored soul. We haven't seen each other in 2 years, but we stay in touch telepathically.
What is a mirrored soul?
A mirrored soul is when there is one soul split into two and is shared between you and another. They are usually mirroring you and shows you all your flaws back to you through them.
This is the moment I realized he was returning.
Today's the day. I can feel it.
I saw all the signs. His initials was on everything. And then I received that email. And he returned. If you want to get a copy of My Mirrored Soul, it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles. And it's also available on any online retail store. And there will also be an audiobook coming out soon with my voice as the narrator. And there will be a description linked in the description box for where you can purchase it. In this moment right here, I knew I was being watched by my ancestors and that they were happy about the way that I was living my life and how I transformed it into something I wanted in my life. I knew in this moment that I was everywhere I was supposed to be. And like a phoenix, I rose from the ashes.